Hello and welcome to our next session. We are going to be privileged to hear a wonderful session today on Vision's Fugitives, glimpses into Prokofiev's compositional development from 1915 through 1917. Our presenter is Larissa Davis, who I will just tell you a little bit about her varied and rich background. Larissa Davis is a concert pianist, Finnish descended, born in the Ukraine, completing her doctor's degree in piano performance as a student of Mark Clinton at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. She debuted in New York City in the Yamaha Concert Hall, October 2009. And she was a part of a competition. She was given a special judge's appreciation for musicality with a quote of, "We heard many virtuosos, but your musicality is rare," close quote. Ms. Davis holds a master's degree in piano performance from Central Michigan University, and she also completed studying the Taubman approach at the Galinsky Institute under instruction of Edna Golandinsky, Mark Steiner, and Mariko Sato. She's the winner of 2 grants from the UNL, Hickson Lead Presentation of Scholarly and Creative Activity Grant and School of Music Award. She also performed at the Brahms International Competition and in Vienna, Austria, and her doctoral dissertation is dedicated to Sergei Prokofiev's Vision's Fugitives, based on unique materials in the Soviet musical literature. So without further ado, would you please join me in welcoming Larissa Davis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Prokofiev, Vision's Fugitives, it's a set of 20 miniatures for piano, Op.22. Prokofiev started composing Vision's Fugitives in 1915. Visions were inspired by the lyrics of Prokofiev's friend, Russian poet-symbolist Konstantin Belmont. For Belmont, Prokofiev was a composer of power, sun, and magic. The poetry, "I don't know a wisdom," an inspiration for the Visions, was written by Belmont in 1902. Translated, the lyrics mean, "I do not know a wisdom that fits for others. Only fleeting visions I insert to my verse. In every fugitive vision I see walls full of the changing play of rainbow hues." Prokofiev played the set for Belmont in August 1917. The poet liked both the pieces and the title tremendously. Belmont's wife, Kira, was fluent in French. She translated the Russian word "mimolетности," fleeting images, into the term Vision's Fugitives. Compositionally, this title was close to Prokofiev's personality. His creative process was often short, fugitive, losing his desire to compose further. In his letter to his friend Nikolai Moskovsky, dated May 4, 1917, Prokofiev commented, "I have completed 20 visions and I am now bored. So I purchased a telescope and watched the stars. I am very involved in this process." The collection of visions was finished on May 4, 1917, and in the same year published by Gathail in Moscow as the first publications of Prokofiev's works. Prokofiev called the visions doggies, little puppies. The term he used to refer to the compositions of his childhood and dedicated them to his friends. The first doggies were written in June 1915. Prokofiev commented on his compositional process. "The doggies started to come incredibly easily. I liked them very much, and they emerged with an impeccable finish." Visions were premiered in Russian Spa Kislovodsk in October 1917. In August 1918, Prokofiev left Russia for the United States. On October 17, 1919, in New York, Prokofiev played his Sonata No. 4, selected works by Alexander Scriabin, and the selection of 10 visions with greater success and appreciation than he ever expected from an American audience. Prokofiev commented, "There was some laughter during the humorous numbers as well as exclamations of 'Ah!' after the unexpectedly short ones. After a later performance in Chicago on October 26, 1919, a young lady from the audience presented Prokofiev with a list of all the keys utilized in the Vision Fugitives and asked about the key of number 3. Prokofiev couldn't tell her as tonalities was not something he ever thought about. Every performance in the United States was met with great success and popularity. May 17, 1920 expanded the importance of the Vision Fugitives in Prokofiev's life. On that day, he played the entire set for Igor Stravinsky in Paris and received a friendly criticism from the Russian master. Stravinsky found 5 of the pieces very impressive and the rest rather inconsequential. Prokofiev said that he could never predict what Stravinsky would and would not like. The history of the Visions is not limited to solo performance. Kasyan Golizovsky, Russian ballet master and choreographer, incorporated Visions into one-act ballet. In 1985, the ballet was videotaped as a film by Russian-born American director Felix Sledovker. The Visions demonstrate a chain of various piano techniques in Prokofiev's early musical language and compositional style and combine an emotional variety, powerful breadth, and innovative creativity. These miniatures are a kind of musical laboratory where Prokofiev experiments with multiple compositional techniques. For instance, only 5 Visions indicate a key signature, numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, and 17. Often Prokofiev doesn't clearly reveal the tonality of a particular piece until its tonicization in the final measure. Although lacking in overtly programmatic titles, the character of the individual pieces is implied through colorful and unusual tempo indications, such as ridicolosamente, pittoresco, feroce, poetico. The miniatures can be categorized by 3 distinct characters: the scherzo, lyricism, and emotional drama. Prokofiev's scherzo-like works, numbers 5, 6, 10, 3, 9, and 11, are active and sarcastically humorous, full of the youthful joy. He comments, "In referring to my work, I would prefer to use the term scherzando as an effort to express an element of jesting, mockery, or sarcasm." Being criticized by Taniev for a lack of lyricism, Prokofiev composed 8 pieces as lyrical contrast to the light-hearted scherzos. The Russian folk influence and use of modal harmonic framework can certainly be seen in the lyrical portion of Visions Fugitives. These 8 pieces, numbers 1, 2, 7, 8, 7, 16, 17, 19, 18, and 20, featuring Prokofiev's unique brand of lyricism, all make use of expressive melodies appearing in various registers of the piano and used as complete melodic lines with more classically conceived phrase construction. A martial mood of the third group, numbers 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 19, was most likely influenced by Russian politics. The February Revolution of 1917 in Russia. The major characteristics of the group include a highly emotional character developed to the dramatic climax in numbers 14, 15, and 19, and more frequent use of chromaticism, both melodic and harmonic. My examination demonstrates the transformation of Prokofiev's compositional language between 1915 and 1917 from the simple textures of the 1915 set to the lyricism and near atonality of the 1916 set, and finally to an increased chromatic force inspired by the Russian Revolution in the pieces from 1917. The 1915 set is the smallest and is comprised of numbers 5, 6, 10, 16, and 17. The set consists of 3 scherzos, 5, 6, 10, and 2 lyrical pieces, 16 and 17. There is no dramatic composition in this part of Visions. Through the use of repeated motifs and phrases, Prokofiev employs contrasting staccato articulations and syncopated rhythms in scherzos 5, 6, and 10. The delicate use of chromaticism leads to pieces, poetic pieces 19, 16, and 17. The most important aspects of the 1915 set are the absence of the 1917's drama, the unification of simple melodic and harmonic language with mixed modes, tritone harmonies, and commencement of chromatic intensity. The 1916 set is comprised of numbers 2, 3, 7, 12, 13, and 20. Lyricism is the major characteristic in this group. 5 visions of 6 are written in slow and moderate tempo. Number 3 is only the scherzo among of romantic visions, and number 13 is a hybrid of scherzo and drama. Number 20 demonstrates a whole 12-tone row in the middle section, measure stands 14. The 1916 set is less joyful, more introverted and lyrical in its overall presentation. 1917 marked the year of 2 Russian revolutions, late February and October. The February Revolution began a bloody fight for a new power of Soviet Bolsheviks. This event had a profound influence on Prokofiev. In his first autobiography, Prokofiev wrote, "The February Revolution found me in Petrograd. St. Petersburg was renamed to Petrograd under the forces of Red Realism. I was in the street while the fighting occurred, hiding behind houses when shots were fired at close range. Number 19 was written at this time and reflected my impressions of the Russian people's mood rather than the inner essence of the revolution itself." The 1917 set is the largest of the 3 groups and is comprised of 9 numbers. An increased usage of chromaticism dominates the set, and it is the final step in Prokofiev's 2-year evolution from sarcasm of 1915 to romanticism of 1916 and finally to aggression of 1917. The set can be categorized into 3 subsets according to the contrasting characteristics of 3S: sarcasm, sentimentality, and spite. The scherzos 4, 9, and 11 seem to mock the provisional system of the dual government. Lyrical numbers 1, 8, and 18 can be viewed as nostalgic reminiscences about life before the revolution, and dramatic numbers 14, 15, and 19 clearly depict the chaotic anger of contemporary Russian politics. In summation, the Visions Fugitives display a great deal of structural unity and a wide variety of contrast in terms of character, formal design, texture, harmony, melody, dynamics, and rhythm. Prokofiev discovered a unique style, and from this style he could then learn and modify, finding new insights and evaluating old ideas. I will be performing selected visions in chronological order indicated in your handout. It's 1915 numbers 10, 17, from 1916 numbers 3, 20, 12, and numbers 9, 18, and 19 from 1917.